All right, we'll see if that plays against the side. Shaun Johnson leading out the Kiwis, coached by Michael Maguire. A starting 9 of Asako, Mamalo, Nickel Klokstad, Nikora, Johnson, Nikarima, Blair, Tetavano, and Simonson. They've got Harawira Naira, Armau, Tarpany, and Smith on the bench. That's their 13 for this one. An unlimited change through the Nines tournament. And if we do have a tight scoreline when we get to semi-finals, it is unlimited extra time. You play until we have a winner. And over to the England squad, their starting 9, Clark, Graham, Hall, Austin, McGilvray, Sutton, Tompkins, Whitehead, Widham. And the 4 players on the bench for Wayne Bennett's squad, Burgess, Handley, Liam Watts, and George Williams coming off the bench for this semi-final. So they've got playmakers, they've got guys that can offload. Liam Watts, by the way, just a stat from the Super League, the #1 offloader by the numbers in the Super League this season. So definitely some punch off the bench for the respective teams. Standing by for kickoff, 9 minutes each way. New Zealand versus England underway off the boot of Asako, and England first use, Sutton with the ball. So strong representation of the Australians who play in the NRL in the starting 9 with Widham and Whitehead, Sutton, Hall and Graham all there. And this run with Jermaine McGilvray finding himself centre field.
That's a great run from McGilvray.
It's a fair couple of wingers, isn't it, in the squad. They have McGilvray out on the right, the great Ryan Hall on the left.
Britton Nikora, some heavy contact on James Graham.
A little respect on the veteran there. So England on their 40 and Widham just dipping that one back inside for Sutton. Last tackle play, 5 tackle sets in the Nines. Tompkins, a chance to run. Austin with a bandage on the head. Kick, but it's set up nicely for Asako to bring it back and quickly link up with Simonson. What a year Bailey Simonson has had. Now receiving a representative jersey at the end of it. A rookie in the NRL. Grand final, living the dream. Back with Asako. And their first use of the ball. Saw a match earlier this afternoon, Papua New Guinea against Australia. They had little more than 6 tackles in a half in possession. That's the way it can go. Mamalo with the ball off that 4-try performance. Caught there by Whitehead. That is tackle number 3 for the Kiwis. Time to show perhaps a little adventure. Skipping across field. Blair's with it now. Show of the ball. He likes this form, Adam Blair. I think he is the half-back in the front rower's body, Adam Blair. Last play, Nikarima. They've got England short on, no. Nickel Klokstad put it down. McGilvray's come up with it. Tired bodies chasing. Now McGilvray, can he be roped in? Johnson got a second win. No, I think he's come up short.
Oh, he's cut.
Johnson is gone. There's no video referee. It's either play on or try. Play on's the call. The Kiwis over halfway. That's amazing. Britton Nikora passed it. Now Mamalo, 20 metres away. Oh. Turning James Graham inside. And Ken Mamalo scores. Jermaine McGilvray, no try at the other end. Well, that's what they ruled. So is that well, I don't know, is that a 170-metre try we just saw? Maybe it is.
Well, take a breath, have a look at this try-saving tackle from one of the game's greats. Come up with the ball here and play on's the call. Fair enough. Britton Nikora is off. Play on is a call. There is fatigue everywhere. Ken Mamalo, he opts to back up. Nikora finds Mamalo. They've got James Graham and co chasing. And Mamalo turns him inside out. Well, a series of events that was.
Yeah, if you're ever worried about Johnson's fitness coming into this game, he chased down McGilvray, who scored, tried, looked like he was going to be in for all money, turned around and chased Johnson. And what a try to open up.
Matty Russell down on the sideline. What about that?
Hot start after a hot day that's given way to a beautiful evening, Andrew. Fantastic conditions, 23 degrees, perfectly still, and Shaun Johnson just having a finger taped after that try-scoring effort.
Well, it is. The try movement has covered 170, hasn't it? Because that's where McGilvray took off from.
Well, Nikorima come out of dummy half as the Kiwis get physical here and put him into touch. They're fired up. Nikorima come out of dummy half and created opportunity. Then McGilvray was off to the races and Johnson was chasing. Here's some strong contact. Chance Nickel-Klodstad. Remus Smith gets involved. Tedovano, here they come.
And now England on the turnover. And now they've got the overlap that's been knocked down there by Harawira Naira. It is play on for Hall. Big Ryan gets wound up that time. It is all happening. You don't know where to look. 6-0. I think the video replay confirmed the ref decision as being 100% correct. And the in-goal judge, we have the in-goal judges at the nines. McGilvray came up a centimetre short. Johnson gone 30 metres from home. There was no chance to catch him. And across with Clark. You've got to play all roles. Darryl Clark, one of the best hookers in the world. Here he is, darting about the place, ends up in the centres. On halfway through 4.5 minutes of this first half. Austin over the top. Good ball. Hall is with it now, bringing Burgess into play. Burgess on the left wing, mind you. Thomas Burgess.
Hall to Burgess. What a size matchup it is out there as Austin gets out of dummy half.
Oh, lovely tackle, that one. Affected by Harawira Naira. Last in the set of 5. Graham found himself dummy half. Tompkins. Oh, he's taken out of the play. Terrific defence from Tedovano.
There's been a couple of good one-on-one tackles there from the Kiwis. They've just been grassing the Poms at the moment. They get the turnover of the footy. They spread straight away to the left.
You can tell we're in the semi-finals as Klokstad now gets on his bike.
Lovely swerving run. Oh, chance Nickel-Klodstad. A bit of magic. A bit of magic back to Simonson, his fellow Canberra Raider. 10 away from the England line. They are closing in on a second try here, New Zealand. England look out on their feet, defending 10 away from the line. Johnson, alarm bells everywhere, puts the pass up. Asako's got his 5th for the tournament. And New Zealand lead by 10 points to 0.
And the magic man, Shaun Johnson. Have a look at the skill he puts on show here. Blake Austin. Here's the break that we see from Nickel-Klodstad. What a 2019 campaign he's had. Simonson gets brought down in a tackle. They shift the ball across to their main man. Just watch here. The in, the out. Bang, there it is on the out. Austin couldn't do it.
Well, we heard in an earlier game that he was on the in and away, as you said, on Austin, one-on-one. Just got a wonderful sense of how to do it. Gets the ball to Sarko. Really no work to do there to get across the stripe. New Zealand, back-to-back tries.
England look to be 1 or 2 speed men short against the Kiwis here. As we mentioned, Jermaine Asako at the top of the pops when it comes to the tries. Alongside of Ken Momalo, it's a shootout between the two Kiwis here. And England in desperate need of points here before half-time at 10-0 down. Not insurmountable, but we wouldn't want to go any further behind. Thomas Burgess with it. Back to the 20. The only Burgess that will be representing in this off-season is Thomas, with that injury to Sam. And now for Austin, throwing out wide there with Whitehead, keeping it alive with Ash Handley. He's able to offload, terrific ball. Whitehead back to Handley again, the two of them combining. Kiwi hand might have been in there. Williams now with a ball is trapped. That is the 4th tackle, the last in the set coming up. Williams to play it. Gareth Widdop. And it's time to go right-hand side. Handley keeping it alive. Tompkins, he has to be the go-to. McGilvray didn't really have a crack at it.
Well, that was poor from McGilvray. Tompkins had got across defenders. He'd open up a space.
I think the highlight for me has been the one-on-one tackling from the Kiwis in the first half here. They've done it so well. They just look a lot sharper, don't they? Through the hands.
Well, I mentioned at the start of the game that the English just might have too many big men. at the moment, that's playing the case. We've got guys like Britt Nakora, plenty of speed through the middle.
Now for Johnson, offloading for Blair. He's got no one to give it to. And has to accept the tackle of Whitehead. Could play the ball though. Nikorima Tedavano. Isn't he having a tournament? Zane Tedavano. Now Ken Mamalo, and a roll in the centres. The skill is wonderful. The skill is superb. On the bounce to Johnson. Oh, he stepped away. Blink and you miss it. Blair back to Johnson. Johnson's kick charged down. Play on the call. And the tackle count restarts. Another set of 5. But with only 20 seconds to go, they won't get full service. Here is Blair with it. Maybe one last crack before half-time. Maybe a kick to the corner. Here it is, Sean Johnson through the hands. Asako back to Johnson. Final seconds of the half. There will be one play. Nikorima to Blair. Blair to Tedavano. England have to hang on. Nickel Klokstad with a ball. Kept it alive on the inside. Now Mamalo. Tedavano head front on. Try-saving stuff. England turned defence into attack. And Nikorima shuts it down on Darryl Clark. Exciting end to the first half of the first semi-final. But Michael Maguire's New Zealand team on top. 2 tries in the first half. It is New Zealand 10, leading England 0. The second semi-final coming up between Australia and Samoa. Let's go on ground with Matt Russell.
Boss, you could almost give this man 2 try assists in the first half. Defence front and centre of that first half, Sean.
Yeah, it was. It's been a real focus of ours, so it doesn't mean anything if we don't come out there second half and do it again.
Get into the huddle.
Thanks, mate.
So we'll try and go into both huddles here. Michael Maguire really pumped up here. Catching a little one-on-one word with all his players.
Can you jump out, please, mate? Sorry, mate. Should we get a chance to
We'll respect that. The request of Michael Maguire. Into your lounge rooms at home with the New Zealand huddle.
Okay. Hey, boys, just coming in tight here, Shawnee. I just want you to actually talk to the players here. Hey, what's working for us at the moment? What's that? All it is now is continually turning up. We've got to continue just turning up for each other. Our shoulders, boys, have been really good.
He's intense.
Certainly is. The message from Maguire is just we need to continue to turn up defensively.
And you've sat through Wayne Bennett addresses at half-time. It's very brief in the 9s, but does he get fired up at any stage, even in the biggest matches?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not too sure that this would worry him too much, but he does get fired up. But the English, they need to create. They need to create off their guys, whether it be second face or Elliot Whitehead, whether it be Sam Tompkins, Gareth Widdop, that man there, Blake Austin. They need to create with the ball. They need to throw their hand at times.
Well, Tompkins has created a couple of opportunities for his outside men who had to duck back inside and haven't been able to handle the football. But Widdop, I've hardly seen him in that first half. I know they didn't have a lot of ball. He needs to get his hands on the football, along with Austin, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I must say, their playmakers looked good last night against Wales. It seemed like a good fit, but today it hasn't quite gelled.
Well, they've stepped up in opposition. No disrespect, but the standard has stepped up.
You'd have to say Tompkins is the hope of the team, ahead of the others. So second half underway. Tompkins has not broken the plane. And it will be a penalty centre of halfway. Doesn't have to land over the red line. It only has to break the plane mid-air, but I was pretty much agreeing with the officials that it didn't quite make it.
You can't afford to give this opposition, the New Zealand side, cheap ball like that. That's a bad mistake to start the second half, especially when you're behind 10 points to 0. And they'll go for distance here with the kick for touch.
Well, he's done it easy, Sean Johnson. So he's made 24 metres off the kick. Straight onto the attack to begin this second half, New Zealand, courtesy of the penalty to Tedovano. I say it again, he has been one of the standout performers of the forwards for New Zealand. Nikorima coming into his own. And New Zealand, Nickel Klogstad, asked you before, have they shown their best? They're showing it now, New Zealand. 10 away from the line. Nikorima for Blair. Blair adding another dimension, only his second game of the tournament.
Really enjoying what Nikorima is creating out of dummy half.
There he is, 12 away, takes them up left. And Nickel Klogstad, McGilvray made a decision, back himself, but it's play on and it'll be a try. Remus Smith, maybe the first time he's touched it in the semi, and he's gone over for the try, their third.
Well, Clark needed to dive on the ball there for England. On this right-hand side, the ball's along the ground here. There's the ball now. You need, not toe a tree, you need to dive on it. Desperation, you hadn't had the ball.
Their fair summation blocker. Replay showing that. Split-second decision. You'd like it over again, and in the meantime, you know who's converted. Trina Sarko from wide out again. I've been saying it all day. I think it can be a factor, and now with New Zealand looking like going through to the final, I think it can be a factor in the biggest match of the tournament.
He's been the best in the business since the tournament. Sarko, he's only missed one here this evening.
I think he'd be the only kicker who's got better than 50%. He's up around 80. So that's the gap. It's Bradman-like, the gap between his conversion success rate and the rest of the field at this tournament. Austin out to Hall. Hall back to Austin. He's as far as the 40. Bonus zone tries is what England need right now. Sutton, they need a couple of them. Sutton short of halfway. Just over 6 minutes remaining, and a 16-0 scoreline to the Kiwis. Williams, superb hands there to pick up off the shoelaces. He wasn't held was the call, so he kept it going for Whitehead. And now they're 31 away, but it is the last tackle. They chance their arm and run it.
Well, they have to.
Williams across field. Austin with a little bit of width. Dummy inside. Runs out of options. Back to George Williams. Thought about kicking. Now he does. McGilvray's getting through. Got it on the fall. That's a beautiful try. That is something special right there for McGilvray to score.
They strike back. They opted to run it, as you mentioned, Vossi. And Williams, a pinpoint perfect kick. McGilvray does well. Austin, and he's kicked it from the sideline. Blake Austin.
Well, they need a little bit of luck that time. McGilvray comes through, takes the ball, snaps it out of the hands of the opposition, slams it down. They needed something. There's a conversion there from Austin. It's a good one to get.
Yeah, great conversion indeed. Interesting, Michael Maguire's interchange strategy. It's only now that Tarpany comes on for his first football. Armour has not been on in the semi. Remus Smith has only had the one touch, and
They got the ball back here.
you've seen a little bit of Harawira Naira, but it's advantage England right now. Graham, they are finding something. Sutton with the ball. Still plenty of time as we go into the final 5, and the difference is 10. George Williams putting a stamp on it. Win it back. Offload. Oh, it's put down by Williams there.
He needs to catch that. Needs to catch that. They'd created an opportunity on the right edge. Whitehead, nice line back on the inside. And when you only get a few opportunities, you need to make them count.
Australia, Samoa next up. The second semi-final. Players going through their paces. The women's final will be Australia versus New Zealand.
Sarko.
It's time for Jermaine to put it right up through the top gear. Jermaine Asako, the leading try scorer at the World Cup Nines. That's number 6.
Well, I don't know whether they're going to have a man of the tournament, but this guy is right up there. As soon as he gets the football now, the pass on the outside, just watch the speed, the explosive speed. Asako on the outside of his man, too quick. He's had a wonderful tournament.
Really good awareness from Corey Harawira Naira to understand that Asako on this right edge.
He's converted again.
Nakora, rather.
People are telling me that the reason for misses is because of fatigue after... Asako's the player who's just run 70 and has now kicked it from out wide, converted again.
The reason for misses is because not real good at doing it.
Well, he's now got 1 million points for the tournament and 6 tries. Slight exaggeration. And it comes across for Liam Watts, on for Hall. And Ryan Hall lost it there. As he got to Harawira Naira. So then Austin just fanged it across field. We're in the desperate stages now for England. 22-6. Here at Bankwest Stadium, as night takes effect, the goalposts light up here.
I really like that concept. Tries scored or the goals kicked. Either lights up, green or red.
This on Armour with the ball, 30 away from the line. This would really ice the cake if they score another try. They will be a force to be reckoned with in the decider, be it against Australia or Samoa. The Kiwis, like a Melbourne Cup preparation, they're primed for the big one. Johnson offloading there for Tarpany. They will play it at their own speed now. Blair didn't quite get to it. Kept it alive, but penalty goes the way of England.
I'm not sure what Adam Blair was thinking there. Dived on the ball, did all the hard work, and then opted to offload it.
He's just gone up to have a discussion with the referee. They are winding things down. No ball on the field. Then all of a sudden, it will be England making their exit. Bobby Lanigan, it's been a long day for him, one of the former great goal kickers in first grade rugby league. Been around many years, Bobby. There he is. So England with the ball and possibly their last set in the match. We will see how that pans out. Tompkins and Burgess. Gee, that was a pressure pass there. James Nickel-Klokstad was right up in the line and there was nowhere to go for Liam Watts. 32 away. And then for George Williams, skipping across. Nice show of the ball. Can't link up with McGilvray. Not yet anyway. Armour was across there. We talk about attack in nines, but I think if you did a quick post-mortem, it's the Kiwis' defence in this semi that has been so good. Almost intercepted over the top. Now it's Austin putting it out, and Hall, or rather not Hall, able to get to it. Handley.
Well, they just can't get the last pass. 3 occasions here in this game. They've missed the opportunity, the last pass. You're spot on, though, Vossi. The defence of the Kiwis has put them in great stead. We heard Michael Maguire in the halftime huddle say we need to keep applying pressure with our defence, and they've certainly done that.
If you want the completion rate sets and you're an England supporter, cover your ears for a moment. 2 of 9 in this semi-final. Welcome back. New Zealand with the ball over their 30 now. Time for one more try is there. 25 seconds to go. It almost opened up down the centre. Blair into dummy half. He's been a force in this match. Pass without looking. What about the pickup by Johnson? He does it all. Johnson throws a horrible.
He is human.
Almost scon the touchy. Almost hit him fair in the melon.
There's a great no-look pass here from Tarpany. And then this one here into row 3.
But they certainly did more than enough to win the semi-final. The first team through to the decider. The Michael Maguire coached New Zealand side. Full time in the first semi. New Zealand 22, England 6.